I'm Roy Donovan, a 35-year-old FBI special agent working out of the Richmond, Virginia field office. For 14 years, I've been chasing down bad guys, drug lords, mobsters, and lately terrorists, piecing together clues like they're a jigsaw puzzle. They call me the Bloodhound because I can sniff out connections nobody else sees. Back home, I've got a cozy house in Henrico with a wraparound porch, my wife Bridget, and our kids Max, who's 12, and Lily, who's 9. I thought we were rock solid, a family that could handle anything. But on July 8th, 2025, sitting at my desk, surrounded by case files, staring at a photo of them in our backyard, I'm starting to see cracks I didn't know were there. It's a quiet morning in the office, the air filled with the hum of phones and the clack of keyboards. The photos in a scratched-up frame showing Bridget smiling her arm around Max and Lily under the big oak tree we carved our initials into when we bought the house. Her smile used to be my safe harbor, but lately, our calls are short, her voice flat. She's always got an excuse: her job at the real estate office, the kids' soccer practice, a rough day. I run my thumb over the glass, trying to remember when she stopped looking me in the eye. My last case, a 6-month sting on a domestic terror cell, kept me away a lot, working late nights and weekends. Maybe that's when it started. My phone buzzes, snapping me out of it. It's a text from Bridget: "Don't call tonight. Taking kids to mom's." Bad signal there. I frown, my gut twisting. Her mom lives in downtown Richmond, where the cell towers are as good as it gets. Why lie? I'm about to text back when my partner Mike Torres leans in. Roy, briefing in 30. New intel on a terror cell moving explosives through Virginia. High priority target. I'll be right there, I say, tucking the photo in my desk drawer. My instincts, honed from years of tracking threats, are screaming that something's off at home. But duty calls, and I can't ignore it. Last time I was home a month ago, I found a bottle of cologne on our dresser. Not mine, some fancy stuff I'd never wear. Bridget brushed it off, said it was a client's gift from a real estate deal. Then there were receipts for coffee shops in D.C., an hour away, places she never mentioned. Just running errands, she'd said, her eyes darting away. "You're paranoid, Roy," she told me, her voice sharp. "That's what happens when you spend your life looking for enemies." Maybe she's right. Years of chasing terrorists make you see danger in every shadow. But as I head to the briefing, my mind's stuck on that text. The intel's heavy: a cell linked to a Middle Eastern group is planning a bombing, possibly in Virginia. I'm assigned to lead surveillance, but my thoughts keep drifting to Bridget. After the briefing, I can't shake the feeling, so I pull up the home security app on my phone, one I installed last year to keep an eye on the house during late-night ops. Bridget knows about the cameras, but not all of them. I told myself it was for break-ins. Henrico's had a few lately. Now I'm not so sure. I scroll to the living room feed, time-stamped 2:14 a.m. last night. The screen loads, and there's Bridget laughing, a glass of wine in her hand. My anniversary bottle, the one we saved for special nights. She's with a guy I don't know, tall, dark-haired, with a sharp suit and a briefcase that looks out of place. They're close. Too close. And when he leans in to kiss her, my stomach lurches. I don't look away, even as they move toward the couch. I hit record, my hand steady, but my heart pounding like I'm staring down a suspect. This isn't just cheating. The briefcase isn't full of papers. It's got wires, small devices, stuff that looks like tech gear, not business files. My FBI brain kicks in. This guy's not just some fling. The kids are upstairs asleep while this is going on. Max and Lily, my whole world, are in the same house as this stranger. I zoom in on the guy's face, memorizing it. Bridget's laughing, but there's a nervous edge, like she's trying too hard. I pause the video, my mind racing. The cologne, the DC receipts, the lie about her mom's house. This isn't just an affair. It's something bigger. Something dangerous. I call Mike on a secure line, keeping my voice low. "I need a favor," I say. "Can you run a face through the database? Off the books. I've got a situation at home." Mike's voice is wary. "You okay, Roy?" What's going on? Not sure yet, I say, sending him a screenshot from the footage. But I need to know who this guy is. Fast. Jesus, man, he says. The bloodhound sniffing out trouble at home, I'll get on it, but be careful. I hang up my eyes locked on the frozen image of Bridget and the stranger. My CO offers me a day off after the briefing, but I shake my head. I need to prepare first, sir, I say, my voice flat. The enemy thinks they have the advantage. I intend to change that. Back at my desk, I start a new file labeled Homefront. I jot down what I know Bridget's been distant lying about her plans, and now she's with a guy carrying what looks like bomb-making gear. Max and Lily are in that house, and I'm stuck here an hour away when traffic's good. I text Mike check for any chatter on terror cells in Richmond. Might be connected. Then I pull up the security app again, watching the live feed. Bridget's in the kitchen alone now, pacing with a phone I don't recognize. She looks scared, glancing at the stairs like she's worried the kids might wake up. That's when the twist hits me like a punch. Max didn't just fall down the stairs last week like Bridget claimed. He heard something maybe about this guy, this plan, and she's keeping him quiet. My wife's not just cheating, she's mixed up with someone tied to a terror cell, and my kids are in the crosshairs. I lean back the office, fading around me. I've spent my life protecting this country, but now I'm fighting for my family. Whatever Bridget's into, I'll find out. And I'll make sure Max and Lily are safe no matter what it takes. I'm Roy Donovan, and I'm starting to feel like the life I thought I had is just a mirage. It's July 9th, 2025, and I'm at the FBI field office in Richmond, Virginia, surrounded by case files and the hum of fluorescent lights. My wife Bridget is back home in Henrico, cheating on me with a guy named Hassan Khalil, who's carrying what looks like bomb-making gear in a briefcase. My son Max took a bad fall down the stairs after overhearing them argue about some big plan, and my daughter Lily is in the same house with them. I'm 35, a special agent with 14 years in the FBI, nicknamed the Bloodhound for sniffing out patterns. But now I'm turning those skills on my own family, and every clue I uncover feels like a punch to the gut. I'm at my desk, the office quiet except for the occasional phone ring. Last night I watched security footage of Bridget and Hassan in our living room laughing over my anniversary wine while he fiddled with wires and devices in a briefcase. Max, my 12-year-old, and Lily, my 9-year-old, were asleep upstairs, oblivious to the danger. I've got the footage saved, my hands still shaking from the sight of it. This isn't just an affair. Hassan's gear screams terrorist plot, and Bridget's in deep lying to me about where she's going and who she's with. Max's accident wasn't a sliff, he heard something he shouldn't have, and now I'm scared for my kids. I call my partner Mike Torres on a secure line, keeping my voice low so the other agents don't overhear. You got anything on that guy from the screenshot, I ask, referring to the image of Hassan I sent him yesterday. Mike's voice is tense. Yeah, and it's bad, Roy. His name's Hassan Khalil, 38, no criminal record, but he's on a watch list. Low-level operative linked to a Middle Eastern terror cell we've been tracking. He's been in Richmond 6 months posing as a tech consultant. You sure this is the guy in your house? My stomach drops. Positive. He's with Bridget in my living room with my kids upstairs. What's he after? Not sure yet, Mike says. But his cell's been flagged for moving explosives. I'm digging deeper off the books like you asked. What's Bridget doing with a guy like that? That's what I need to know. I say, my jaw tight. Run her financials, phone records, anything. I need to know how deep she's in. Be careful, man, Mike says. This isn't just personal. This is national security. You're poking a bear. I don't have a choice, I say. My kids are in that house. I hang up and pull up the home security app on my laptop. I've got cameras Bridget doesn't know about hidden in the smoke detectors and garage. The footage from last night shows Hassan back at our house, this time in the kitchen, talking to Bridget while she pours coffee. He's got that briefcase again, and I zoom in. There's a device with blinking lights like a detonator. Bridget looks nervous, her hands fidgeting, not like the woman I married who'd laugh at my bad jokes over breakfast. She's saying something, but the audio's too faint. I save the clip, my heart pounding. Whatever she's into, It's putting Max and Lily at risk. For the next few days, I'm an agent by day running surveillance on the terror cell and a ghost at night digging into my wife's life. Mike sets me up with encrypted software to access our joint accounts and her phone records. The bank statements are clean too clean, like someone's covering their tracks. But her phone's a gold mine. She's been texting Hassan constantly saved as consultant in her contacts. The messages are coded vague. Meet at the usual. Bring the package. Another, he can't know. Not yet. That's me she's talking about. I'm due home next month, and they're planning something before then. The worst comes from the security footage. Hassan's been in our house at least 15 times in 3 months, sometimes when the kids are at school, sometimes late at night. One clip shows him in Max's room, looking at his baseball trophies, asking Lily about my work. "Does your dad ever talk about his cases?" He says, his voice smooth. Lily shrugs, innocent, saying, "He just says he catches bad guys." My blood boils. He's using my kids to get to me. I dig deeper, using FBI databases I'm not supposed to touch for personal stuff. Hassan's cover as a tech consultant is airtight LinkedIn business cards. Even a fake office in D.C. But there's a gap. No records before 2019. A red flag for someone like me. Then I find a burner phone number tied to him linked to a single call from a D.C. payphone. I cross-reference it with our terror cell case, and my heart stops. SIT matches a number we flagged last week for suspicious activity. I call Mike again, my voice low. "Hassan's tied to the cell we're tracking," I say. "He's in my house," Mike asking my kids about my work. "And Bridget's helping him." Mike curses. "That's bad, Roy. If she's mixed up with a terrorist, you're in deep." "What's your next move?" "I need more," I say. "They're planning something and my kids are in the middle. Get me everything on Hassan's contacts, his movements." "You're playing with fire," he says. "If this cell's active, they won't hesitate to take you out or your family." "I know," I say, hanging up. I pull up another clip time-stamped 1 a.m. Bridget's in the backyard on that burner phone. Her voice low but frantic. "Hassan Max heard us," she says. "He was listening at the door. If he tells Roy, handle it." Hassan snaps his voice cold. "Kids are easy to scare. Keep him quiet." That's the twist that hits me like a bullet. Max didn't just fall down the stairs. He overheard Bridget and Hassan talking about their plan. Something tied to his terror cell, and she scared him into silence enough to make him trip in a panic. My wife's not just cheating, she's helping a terrorist, and my kids are in danger because of it. I save the clip, my hands shaking. I've got to get home, but I can't rush in blind. I text Mike need a full profile on Hassan Khalil and check Bridget's past any ties to DC before we met. I start a new file on my laptop labeled Operation Homefront. I'm not just an agent anymore. I'm a dad, and nobody threatens my kids. Bridget and Hassan think they're in control, but the bloodhound's on their trail, and I don't stop until the job's done. I'm Roy Donovan, and I'm starting to feel like I've been fighting a war in my own house without even knowing it. It's July 10, 2025, and I'm back in Richmond, Virginia, holed up in a cheap motel off I-95, the kind with thin walls and a vending machine that only takes quarters. My wife Bridget is cheating on me with a guy named Hassan Khalil, a low-level operative tied to a terrorist cell we're tracking at the FBI. My son Max took a bad fall down the stairs after overhearing them talk about a big plan, and my daughter Lily is in the same house with them. I'm 35, a special agent with 14 years in the FBI, nicknamed the Bloodhound for sniffing out patterns. But now I'm using those skills to protect my kids, and every new clue feels like a knife twisting in my chest. I'm sitting on the motel bed, my laptop open, staring at a screenshot of Hassan from our home security footage. He's in my living room, messing with a briefcase full of wires and blinking devices, bomb-making gear if my instincts are right. Bridget's right there with him, looking nervous. Not like the woman who used to make pancakes with Max on Sundays. Max, my 12-year-old, told me he heard them arguing about this plan, and Bridget scared him into silence enough to make him trip and fall. Lily, my 9-year-old, is caught in the middle. And I'm stuck here an hour from home, trying to figure out how deep this goes. I call my partner Mike Torres on a secure line, the motel's AC rattling in the background. "You got anything new on Hassan Khalil?" I ask, keeping my voice low. Mike's voice is grim. "Yeah, and it's worse than we thought. Hassan's linked to a cell planning a bombing in Virginia. He's been in your house, Roy, asking your kids about your work. And we found something on Bridget 10 years ago before you met. She worked at a bank in D.C. that was investigated for funneling money to a terror group. No charges, but her name's in the files." My heart sinks. "She's tied to terrorists from before we met." "Looks like it," Mike says. "Hassan probably knows and is using it to pull her in. You need to get home, but be smart. This guy's dangerous." "I'm on it," I say, hanging up. My mind's racing. Bridget's past, Hassan's gear, my kids in danger. I pull up the security app again, checking the live feed from our house in Henrico. Bridget's in the kitchen on a burner phone, her face tight with worry. Max is in the living room playing video games, but he keeps glancing at her like he's afraid to look away. Lily's upstairs, her light on, probably drawing in her sketchbook. I hate that they're in that house with her, not knowing what she's capable of. I request emergency leave citing a family crisis. My supervisor, Agent Barrett, approves it, his voice sharp. "You've got 30 days, Donovan. Handle it, but don't go rogue." "Yes, sir," I say, but I'm already planning. I land at Richmond International on a rainy Tuesday, the kind of day that feels heavy before anything happens. I don't call Bridget. I check into the motel and set up a base, my laptop and burner phone ready. Over the next 2 days, I tail her, keeping my distance in a rented sedan. Our neighborhood's quiet, kids on bikes, American flags on porches. But it feels like a lie. I plant a few extra cameras around the house when Bridget's at her real estate job, hidden in the garage and under the porch swing. The footage shows Hassan coming over daily, sometimes with that briefcase, sometimes empty-handed. He's too comfortable, like he's already part of the family. Worse, I catch Max avoiding him, sticking to his room. Lily's quieter, sketching instead of playing outside. On the third day, I time my visit for when Bridget's at work. Max opens the door, his eyes wide. "Dad," he yells, hugging me tight. He's all elbows and knees, but there's a fear in his face that wasn't there before. "Surprise," I say, forcing a grin. "Got a break from work." "Where's Lily?" She runs down the stairs, her pigtails bouncing, and nearly tackles me. "Daddy," she cries, her eyes wet. "I missed you so much." For a moment, I'm just a dad soaking in their warmth. We sit in the kitchen eating peanut butter sandwiches, and they talk over each other, Max's science fair, Lily's new art class. But Max keeps glancing at the door like he's waiting for someone. "Hey, buddy," I say, keeping it light. "You seen Mom's friend Hassan? Heard he's been around?" Max freezes his sandwich halfway to his mouth. "Yeah," he mumbles. "He's nice. Shows me how to kick a soccer ball." "Cool," I say, my smile tight. "What else does he do when he's here?" Lily pipes up, innocent as ever. "He asks about you a lot, Daddy. Like when you're working, what you do at the FBI. Says he wants to be your friend." My blood runs cold, but I keep my face neutral. That's nice of him. "You guys tell him much?" Max shakes his head, his eyes dropping. "Not really. Mom said not to talk about your job." "It's secret." "Good call," I say, ruffling his hair. But then Max says something that stops me dead. "I heard them fighting, Dad, about some plan. Mom said it was dangerous, but Hassan said it's for a big cause. I was listening and Mom got mad and..." I fell down the stairs. I lean in, my voice soft. "You didn't fall, did you? What happened?" He looks away, his voice a whisper. "I was at the top of the stairs eavesdropping. Mom grabbed me, said I couldn't tell you. I tripped, trying to pull away. She didn't mean it, but she was scared." That's the twist that hits me like a freight train. Max didn't just overhear Bridget and Hassan, he heard them planning something tied to a terrorist plot, and Bridget scared him so bad he fell. My wife's not just cheating, she's helping a terrorist, and my kids are caught in the crossfire. I hug Max, my throat tight. "You did nothing wrong," I say. "I'm here now, and I'll keep you safe." I take them to Scoops for ice cream, snapping photos to keep things normal. But when we get home, Bridget's car is in the driveway next to a black SUV I don't recognize. Whose car is that, I ask, casual as I can. Hassan's Lily says. He's helping Mom with something. Yeah, I say, my jaw tight. Let's go surprise her. I send the kids to the backyard, then slip inside my phone recording. I hear them in the living room. Bridget's voice, Hassan's low murmur. The plan's set, Hassan says. Once we're clear, you're free. Roy won't know until it's too late. I step in, my voice cold. Is that right? Bridget gasps, her face white. Hassan just smiles, smooth as ever. Roy didn't expect you. Hassan heard a lot about you. I've heard about you too, I say, ignoring his hand. Kids, let's go to Freddy's for dinner. As we leave, I text Mike. Hassan's at my house. Need everything on him now. I'm not just fighting for my marriage anymore. I'm fighting for my kids, and I'll stop at nothing to keep them safe from whatever Bridget and Hassan are planning. I'm Roy Donovan, and I'm starting to feel like I've been blind to a threat right under my nose. It's July 12th, 2025, and I'm in a rented sedan parked a block from my house in Henrico, Virginia, watching the life I thought I had unravel. My wife Bridget is cheating on me with Hassan Khalil, a low-level operative tied to a terrorist cell we're tracking at the FBI. My son Max fell down the stairs after overhearing them talk about a big plan, and Bridget scared him into silence enough to make him trip. My daughter Lily is caught in the same house with them, unaware of the danger. I'm 35, a special agent with 14 years in the FBI, nicknamed the Bloodhound for sniffing out patterns. But now I'm using those skills to protect my kids, and every new clue feels like a weight on my chest. I'm staring at my laptop parked under a streetlight, the motel room I've been using as a base, too stifling tonight. The security footage from our house shows Hassan in my kitchen, his briefcase, open wires, and blinking devices spread out like he's assembling something. Bridget's there, her hands shaking as she pours coffee. Not the woman who used to sing off-key while making pancakes. Max told me she grabbed him when he overheard their plan, and now I know it's tied to a terrorist plot, maybe a bombing, maybe worse. My partner Mike Torres confirmed Hassan's on a watch list, and Bridget's got a pass tied to a DC bank that funneled money to a terror group before we met. I don't know how deep she's in, but my kids are in that house, and that's all that matters. I call Mike on a secure line, the hum of crickets outside my car window. You got more on Hassan, I ask, keeping my voice low. It's bad, Roy, Mike says. His cell's moving fast chatter about a target in Richmond, maybe a mall or a government building. And Bridget's financials. She's been getting cash deposits, small but regular, from an account linked to Hassan's cover company. Looks like he's paying her to help. My stomach churns. Paying her? For what? Not sure yet. Mike says. Could be intel access to your work, or just keeping her quiet. But we found a report from that DC bank case. Bridget was a junior clerk, signed off on some shady transfers. No charges, but she was questioned. Hassan probably dug it up, used it to pull her in. I grip the steering wheel, my knuckles white. She's helping a terrorist because of something she did years ago. Looks like it. Mike says. You need to get your kids out of there. Hassan's dangerous, and if Bridget's scared, she's unpredictable. I'm working on it, I say, hanging up. I pull up the live feed from the house. Bridget's in the living room on a burner phone, her face tight with worry. Max is on the couch playing video games, but his eyes keep darting to her. Lily's upstairs, her light on, probably sketching. I hate that they're so close to Hassan, to whatever he's planning. I plant a tiny audio bug under the porch swing when Bridget's at her real estate job, a risky move, but I need to hear what they're saying. The next day I get a recording from the bug. Bridget's voice is low, panicked. Hassan. If Roy finds out, it's over. He's not stupid. Hassan's voice is cold. Stick to the plan, Bridget. Get me his schedule, his cases. We're close, and you're free after this. I freeze, my heart pounding. They're not just planning a bombing, they're after my work, my FBI cases. But then Bridget says something that stops me cold. Max knows too much. He heard us talking about the device. If he tells Roy, kids are easy to handle, Hassan says. Keep him quiet or I will. That's the twist that hits me like a sledgehammer. Bridget's not just helping a terrorist, she's letting Hassan threaten our son to keep him silent about their plot. Max's fall wasn't an accident. It was Bridget's fear, her desperation, that put him in danger. I saved the recording, my hands shaking. I've tracked killers and bombers, but this feels worse, my own wife putting Max and Lily in the crosshairs of a terrorist. I call my lawyer Franklin Dela Cruz, a former JAG officer who knows how to protect agents' families. I've got evidence, I tell him, sending the audio and bank records. Bridget's helping a terrorist, Hassan Khalil. He's after my work and they're scaring Max to keep him quiet. I need to get my kids out and stop her. Franklin's voice is steady, but grim. This is heavy, Roy. If we can prove she's aiding a terrorist, we've got a case for custody and criminal charges. But we need to move fast. She might file for divorce to tie you up. Set it up, I say. I'm coming home. I tail Bridget that afternoon, keeping my distance as she meets Hassan at a diner in D.C., the kind with greasy menus and chipped coffee mugs. I snap photos from across the street, catching Hassan passing her a small package. She looks nervous, stuffing it in her purse. My gut says it's part of their plan. Maybe a component. Maybe intel. I text Mike, Hassan just gave Bridget a package at a DC diner. Track it. Then I drive back to the motel, my mind racing. Bridget's divorce papers could hit any day, and Hassan's cell is moving faster than we thought. I need to get Max and Lily out before it's too late. I check the security feed one last time. Bridget's packing a bag, her hands shaking. Is she running? Or is Hassan pushing her to move the plan forward? I'm not just fighting for my marriage anymore. I'm fighting for my kids, and I'll do whatever it takes to keep them safe from Bridget's lies and Hassan's bombs. I'm Roy Donovan, and I'm standing in a Richmond, Virginia courtroom on September 15, 2025, feeling like I'm staring down a loaded gun. My wife Bridget is trying to take everything, our house in Henrico, our kids Max and Lily, and most of my FBI pension in a divorce she's pushing to cover her tracks. She's been cheating with Hassan Khalil, a terrorist operative tied to a cell planning a bombing in Virginia. Max, my 12-year-old, fell down the stairs after overhearing their big plan, and Bridget scared him into silence. Lily, my 9-year-old, is caught in the middle, and I'm 35, a special agent with 14 years in the FBI, nicknamed the Bloodhound for sniffing out patterns. Today I'm using every ounce of that skill to protect my kids, and it feels like the fight of my life. The courthouse is packed, the air thick with tension, couples arguing in whispers, lawyers shuffling papers. I'm in my FBI blazer badge tucked away, not to show off, but because it's who I am. My lawyer Franklin Dela Cruz, a former JAG officer, warned me they'd try to twist it. They'll call you a workaholic, he said. Say you're paranoid. But I've got evidence, security footage, audio from a bug I planted, and FBI database hits tying Hassan to a terror cell. The worst part, Bridget's past. She was questioned in a DC bank case 10 years ago for funneling money to a terror group, and Hassan's using that to pull her into his plan. They're after my cases, my work, and they've put my kids in danger to keep it quiet. Bridget walks in with Hassan and her lawyer, Veronica Slate, a pit bull who loves tearing into feds. Bridget's in a sharp suit, her face all confidence like she's already won. Hassan's got a slick smile, his eyes scanning the room like he's casing it. I keep my gaze steady, my heart pounding but my face blank. Franklin leans over. You ready, Roy? This is it. Once we drop this, there's no turning back. I'm ready. I say, my voice calm despite the storm inside. I've faced down killers. I can handle this. The hearing kicks off and Veronica comes out swinging. Agent Donovan has been absent for years, she says, her voice dripping with scorn. Chasing cases while Mrs. Donovan raised Max and Lily alone. His obsession with surveillance spying on his wife shows he's unstable. We're requesting the family home full custody and 70% of his pension for the children's stability. Judge Alberta Holbrook, a stern woman in her 60s with a reputation for fairness, nods, jotting notes. My chest tightens, but I stay cool. Franklin stands, his tone steady but sharp. Your Honor, my client has served his country honorably, protecting lives while supporting his family from afar. He didn't expect to come home to a wife who's betrayed their marriage and endangered their children by aiding a known terrorist operative. Veronica leaps up. Objection. These accusations are outrageous and irrelevant to custody. I'm inclined to agree, Judge Holbrook says, peering over her glasses. Counselor, focus on the children, unless you have evidence. We do, Your Honor, Franklin says, sliding a stack of papers across. Public records show Hassan Khalil has no history before 2019. FBI watch lists link him to a terrorist cell planning an attack in Virginia. Mrs. Donovan was questioned in a 2015 bank case for funneling money to a terror group, and she's been assisting Khalil, putting the children at risk. The courtroom buzzes, heads turning. Bridget's face goes white, her hands gripping the table. Hassan's smile slips, his eyes narrowing. Veronica tries to recover, cross-examining me. Agent Donovan, you installed cameras in your home without your wife's consent, correct? I installed a security system for my family's safety. I say my voice even. Bridget was aware of the common area cameras, and you used them to spy on her. She presses her tone sharp. I reviewed footage when I saw an unauthorized person in my home, I say. That's what agents do when their kids are in danger. She switches gears, her voice mocking. Your job makes you paranoid, doesn't it? Seeing terrorists where there are none? I'm trained to spot threats, I say, locking eyes with her. And when someone threatens my kids, I act. The room goes quiet. Bridget's whispering frantically to Veronica, her hands shaking. Hassan's staring at me, his cool facade cracking. After a lunch break, Judge Holbrook speaks. I've reviewed the evidence. Agent Donovan's concerns about Mr. Khalil are serious, but I need more to impact custody. Mrs. Donovan has been the primary caregiver, but the father's rights are clear. Anything further before I rule? This is my moment. I nod to Franklin, who hands me a single sheet of paper. Your Honor, I say, standing. I have one document I'd like to submit to the court. I walk to the bench, my steps steady, the paper heavy in my hand. It's a summary of FBI findings, Hassan Khalil's ties to a terror cell, his presence in my home, and audio of him threatening Max to keep quiet about their plan. It lists Bridget's role, assisting with logistics, providing my schedule. The judge's eyes widen as she reads, her face shifting to alarm. No one moves, she says sharply. Bailiff, secure the courtroom. Hassan stands, his voice loud. This is ridiculous. I'm not part of these proceedings. Sit down. The judge snaps. Bridget's staring at me, her mouth open, whispering, what did you give her? Before I can answer, the doors burst open. 4 FBI agents in tactical gear storm in, badges flashing. Hassan Khalil, the lead agent, says you're under arrest for terrorism and conspiracy. Bridget gasps, her hands covering her face as they cuff Hassan. He struggles, yelling, Bridget, tell them it's a mistake. The judge turns to Bridget, her voice icy. Mrs. Donovan, you'll need to come with us for questioning regarding your involvement. Bridget's eyes meet mine, pleading. I don't understand, she whispers. What is this? This is the consequence of choices, Bridget. I say, my voice steady. Yours and mine. The judge bangs her gavel. This hearing is suspended pending investigation. Agent Donovan, you're granted emergency custody of the children until we reconvene. As the agents lead Hassan away, he glares at me, his slick mask gone, replaced by raw anger. Bridget's sobbing, but I don't look back. Max and Lily are waiting at school, and they're my priority now. Outside, my supervisor, Agent Barrett, is waiting. Clean operation, Donovan, he says. Kids are safe. You picking them up? Yes, sir, I say, my chest tight with relief, but heavy with what's next. Bridget's choices have put us all in danger, and now I've got to tell my kids their mom's tied to a terrorist. The fight's not over, but I'm ready to keep them safe no matter what it takes. I'm Roy Donovan, and I'm trying to hold my family together while the ground beneath us keeps shaking. It's September 20th, 2025, 5 days after I stood in a Richmond, Virginia courtroom, and handed a judge a paper that got Hassan Khalil, a terrorist operative, hauled off in cuffs by the FBI. My wife Bridget was helping him, feeding him my schedule and case details to cover her own tracks from a decade-old bank scam tied to a terror group. My son Max got hurt when she scared him into silence about their big plan, and my daughter Lily is caught in the middle. I'm 35, a special agent with 14 years in the FBI, nicknamed the Bloodhound, for sniffing out patterns. Now I've got temporary custody of Max 12 and Lily 9, and I'm trying to figure out how to tell them their mom's mixed up with terrorists. We're in a small apartment in Richmond, a temporary spot with creaky floors and a view of a gas station. Max is sprawled on the couch, his eyes glued to a video game, but he's quieter than usual, like he's carrying something heavy. Lily's at the kitchen table, her sketchbook open, pencils scattered like she's trying to draw her way out of this mess. The air's thick with unspoken questions, and I'm sipping coffee that's gone cold, staring at my phone. The news is all over Hassan's arrest. Terror suspect, nabbed in Virginia, and Bridget's name's in there as a person of interest. She wasn't arrested, but the FBI took her for questioning, and I haven't heard from her since. My phone rings, and it's my lawyer, Franklin Dela Cruz, his voice low and steady. They're building a case against Bridget, he says. They've got evidence she was feeding Hassan intel on your case's dates, locations, even your security clearance. She claims he pressured her using her past at that D.C. bank to pull her in. But Roy, she knew what she was doing. I close my eyes, the words cutting deep. She was trying to protect herself and sell me out. Pretty much, Franklin says. She's cooperating now, hoping for a deal. Says she didn't think it'd hurt the kids. But the FBI's leaning toward aiding and abetting charges. Could mean serious time. I glance at Max, who's paused his game, watching me. What about custody? I ask, keeping my voice low. I need to keep the kids safe. You've got temporary custody, Franklin says. But we need to talk to Max and Lily, see what they know about Hassan's visits. It'll strengthen our case for permanent custody. I hang up my stomach in knots. Telling my kids their mom might go to prison is a gut punch I'm not ready for, but I can't keep them in the dark. I set my coffee down and sit across from Lily. Hey, sweetheart, I say, my voice soft. We need to talk about Mom. You too, Max. Come over here. Max shuffles to the table, his shoulders slumped. Lily puts her pencil down, her big eyes scared. Is Mom a bad person? She asks, her voice barely a whisper. I take a deep breath, choosing my words like I'm stepping through a minefield. Your mother made very bad choices that hurt a lot of people, but she still loves you. It's just complicated. Max scoffs, his voice sharp for a kid. She hurt me, Dad. She grabbed me when I heard her and Hassan talking about some plan. Said if I told you something bad would happen. My heart breaks, but I keep my face steady. You did nothing wrong, buddy. You were brave to tell me. What else did she say about Hassan? Lily fidgets, twisting a pencil. She told me not to tell you he was at the house. Said it was a secret to keep us safe. But Hassan kept asking about you, Dad. Like when you're at work, what you do at the FBI. My blood runs cold. Hassan wasn't just after my case. She was using my kids to get to me. You guys did the right thing, telling me, I say, squeezing their hands. I'm proud of you. That afternoon, I meet with Agent Sarah Miller at the FBI field office, a gray building off Parham Road. She's got a thick file on Hassan, real name Hassan Khalil, a known operative for a terror cell planning a bombing in Richmond. Bridget was his in, Sarah says, sliding the file over. She gave him your schedule details on your cases, thinking it'd keep her past buried. That bank scam in D.C., she funneled money to a terror group, didn't know it at the time, but Hassan found out and used it to control her. I stare at the file, my mind racing. She let him scare our kids to keep it quiet. Sarah nods, her face grim. She's talking now, giving us names, locations. Says she thought it was just small stuff, not a bombing. But she's looking at federal charges, could be years. What about the kids? I ask, my voice tight. Are they safe? We've got Hassan, but his cell's still active, Sarah says. We're watching your place, but you need to keep your eyes open. That's when the twist hits me like a brick. Sarah hands me a note from Bridget found during her questioning addressed to me. Roy, I'm sorry. I thought I could keep my past from hurting you. Hassan promised no one would know, but Max heard too much. I never meant for him to get hurt. Please protect our kids. I crumple the note, my hands shaking. She's sorry now after letting Hassan threaten Max after putting Lily in danger. She chose her secrets over our family. I drive back to the apartment, the note burning in my pocket. Max and Lily are watching a movie curled up on the couch with a bowl of popcorn. I sit between them, pulling them close. We're gonna be okay, I say, my voice cracking. Just the three of us. Max looks up, his eyes hard. She's not coming back, is she? Not for a while, buddy, I say, my throat tight. But I'm here, and I'm not going anywhere. That night I call Franklin. I want full custody, I say. Whatever it takes. And I need to know if Hassan's cell is still targeting my kids. We'll fight for it, he says. But Roy, this is gonna get messy. Bridget's not done, and that cell's still out there. I hang up, staring at the ceiling. Bridget's choices have torn us apart, and her note doesn't change that. My kids are my world, and I'll do whatever it takes to keep them safe from her lies and Hassan's cell. The war's not over, but I'm the bloodhound, and I'm ready to fight for Max, for Lily, for the family we've got left. I'm Roy Donovan, and I'm trying to keep my kids' world from falling apart while mine's already in pieces. It's September 15th, 2026, a year since I stood in a Richmond, Virginia courtroom and handed a judge a paper that got Hassan Khalil, a terrorist operative, dragged out in cuffs by the FBI. My ex-wife Bridget was helping him, feeding him my FBI schedules and case details to cover her tracks from a decade-old bank scam tied to a terror group. She scared our son Max into silence when he overheard their big plan, and my daughter Lily was caught in the crosshairs. I'm 36 now, a special agent with 15 years in the FBI, working with the Family Security Unit to protect other agents' families from threats like Hassan's. I've got full custody of Max 13 and Lily 10, and we're building a new life in our Richmond apartment, but the past keeps knocking, and it's not letting up. It's a crisp Saturday morning, and I'm in the kitchen flipping blueberry pancakes, the smell filling our small apartment. Max is at the table scrolling on his phone, his lanky frame hunched over. He's in junior ROTC now, proud of his uniform, but there's a hardness in his eyes that breaks my heart. Lily's coloring a picture of a dog, her pencils scattered across the table. Her face focused like she's trying to block out the world. We've got a routine school soccer pizza nights at home, but Bridget's monthly prison visits hang over us like a dark cloud. Max goes sometimes, but Lily's been skipping them, saying she's done with her mom's excuses. Dad, you got my form for the ROTC camping trip? Max asks, not looking up. Right here, I say, sliding it over after signing. You packed your gear, yeah? He mumbles, his voice flat. I can tell something's eating at him, but he's not ready to talk. Lily glances at him, then back at her, drawing her pencil, moving faster. Can we visit Mom this weekend? Max asks, his eyes still on his phone. I keep my expression steady, though the question stings. She's scheduled for Saturday 11 and... Same as always. You want to go? Max shrugs, and Lily stares at her picture. I don't want to go, she says, her voice small. She always asks about you, Dad, like she's fishing for something. My stomach twists. That's your choice, sweetheart, I say, keeping it soft. You never have to go if you don't feel right. Max looks torn. If Lily's not going, maybe I'll stay with her. I can ask Karen to hang with Lily if you want to go, I say, meaning Mike Torres's wife, who's been a lifeline watching the kids when I'm stuck at work. Max nods, but I see the conflict in his eyes. Those visits with Bridget always leave him quiet, like he's carrying her lies. My secure phone buzzes, the one tied to my work with the Family Security Unit. It's Agent Sarah Miller, who's been handling Bridget's case. Roy, we need you at the field office, she says, her voice tight. It's about Hassan. He's asking to meet, says he's got info on Bridget's past. 2 p.m. County Jail. My jaw clenches. I haven't seen Hassan since the courtroom, and I don't want to now, but if he's got something on Bridget that could keep my kids safe, I'm listening. Everything okay, Dad? Max asks, catching my look. Just work, I say, forcing a smile. Finish up or you'll miss the bus. I drop them at school, the Richmond skyline gray with clouds. At the county jail, I sit in a stark interview room, the metal table cold under my hands. Hassan's lead-in shackled, his slick charm gone replaced by a gaunt, tired look. He's serving life for terrorism, and it's taken a toll. Agent Donovan, he says, his voice still carrying that fake warmth. Heard you're doing well with the kids. Lieutenant, now skip the games? I say, my voice cold. You wanted this meeting. Talk. He leans forward, his eyes sharp. I know about Bridget's past. She's got a brother, Roy, a guy named Tariq tied to the same terror group I worked for. He's why she got mixed up with that bank in D.C. He's still out there, and he knows where your kids are. My blood runs cold, but I keep my face blank. Names, locations? Not so fast, he says, smirking. I want something, a letter to Bridget, monitored, whatever. I want her to know I didn't sell her out. You're in no position to negotiate, I say, leaning closer. You threatened my son. You used my kids to get to me. Give me something real, or I'm gone. His smirk fades. All right. Tariq's in D.C. running a front as a car dealer. He's got eyes on your kid's school, thinks you're holding evidence from that bank case. He wants it back. That's the twist that hits me like a punch. Bridget's got a brother tied to terrorists, and he's after my kids to get to me. Why tell me now? I ask, my voice low. My cell's cutting me loose, Hassan says. Tried to take me out in here last week. If I'm going down, I'm taking them with me. I make notes, my mind racing. I'll verify this, I say, standing. If it checks out, I'll consider your request. No promises. As I leave, Hassan calls after me. She never stopped loving you, you know. Even with me, she talked about you, the hero, the agent. She just couldn't handle the pressure from Tariq. I don't respond. Just keep walking. Outside, I call Sarah. Check a name, Tariq, no. Last name, DC car dealer tied to Hassan's cell. He's after my kids. On it, she says. Roy, if this is real, your family's not safe. We need to move fast. I drive home, the weight of it all pressing down. Max and Lily are at soccer practice, safe for now, but Tariq's out there and Bridget's choices are still haunting us. I sit in the apartment staring at a photo of the kids on the fridge. Max in his ROTC gear, Lily with her sketchbook. Hassan's words echo. She never stopped loving you. Maybe, but she chose a terrorist over us, and now my kids are in danger because of her brother. I text Franklin. Need to lock down custody. New threat to the kids. The fight's not over. But I'm the bloodhound, and I'll protect Max and Lily, no matter who comes for them. I'm Roy Donovan, and I'm learning that some betrayals cut so deep they change you forever. It's September 15th, 2020, and right. 2 years since I stood in a Richmond, Virginia courtroom and watched the FBI drag away Hassan Khalil, a terrorist operative for plotting an attack. My ex-wife Bridget was his accomplice, feeding him my FBI schedules to cover her tracks from a bank scam tied to a terror group a decade ago. She scared our son Max into silence when he overheard their plan, putting him and our daughter Lily in danger. I'm 37 now, a special agent with 16 years in the FBI running the family security unit to protect other agents' families from threats like Hassan's. I've got full custody of Max now, 14, and Lily now 11, and we're trying to build a life in our Richmond apartment, but Bridget's shadow keeps creeping back. It's a cool October morning, and I'm at my desk in the apartment reviewing security protocols for a family security unit training session. The place smells like coffee and toast, our usual Saturday vibe. Max is at the table working on a history project for his junior ROTC class, his headphones blaring music. Lily's sprawled on the couch, sketching a cityscape, her pencils a mess of colors. They're doing better, therapy's helped, and the nightmares are rare, but Bridget's monthly prison visits still weigh heavy. Max goes sometimes, but Lily stopped last year saying she can't trust her mom anymore. My secure phone buzzes, the one for FBI business. It's Agent Sarah Miller. Her voice tense. Roy, we need you at the field office now. Big problem with Bridget and Hassan. My stomach drops. What kind of problem? In person, she says. It's bad. I look at the kids who are watching me, sensing trouble. I gotta run to work, I say, keeping it light. Karen's coming over in 15. You guys good? Is it Mom? Lily asks, her pencil still. Just work stuff. I lie, hating the taste of it. I kiss her forehead and head out the Richmond air sharp with fall. At the field office, Sarah's waiting with Agent Mike Reyes and a cybersecurity specialist, their faces grim. They pull up a screen with letters between Bridget and Hassan, supposedly monitored prison mail. These looked innocent, talk about books, prison life, Sarah says. But we found a code hidden in them, caught by new AI software. They've been passing messages about you and the kids. I scan the decoded messages, my heart pounding. One from Bridget reads, Max mentioned Roy's girlfriend Laura works on classified cases. Need her schedule. Another from Hassan, keep asking about Roy's cases. We need leverage. My blood boils. They're using my kids again to get to me. How'd this slip through? I ask, my voice tight. Sophisticated steganography, Mike says. Hidden in word patterns. Our regular checks missed it. Bridget's been asking Max and Lily about your work, your girlfriend, even your travel. Laura's a cybersecurity specialist at my unit. My girlfriend for 6 months, and now Bridget's dragging her into this. She's using my kids to feed a terror cell, I say, barely keeping it together. Sarah nods, her face soft but serious. She's passing info to Hassan's contacts, probably to cut her sentence. We're cutting her contact, no visits, no letters. She's being moved to a max security prison. What about the kids? I ask, my voice low. Are they safe? We're watching Hassan's cell, Sarah says. But you need to talk to Max and Lily, find out what they told her. No, I say firm. They've been through enough. I'll handle it my way with a therapist present. Sarah agrees reluctantly. Okay, but record it. And Roy, be careful. This cell's still active. I drive home, my mind a mess. Bridget's not just a traitor. She's using my kids as pawns, even from prison. I sit Max and Lily down that evening, the apartment lit by a single lamp. Guys, I say, my voice soft, I need to ask about Mom's visits. Did she ask about me, my work? Or Laura? Max looks away, his jaw tight. Yeah, he says. She kept asking about Laura, what she does at the FBI when she's here. I thought it was just mom stuff. Lily's eyes well up. She asked about your trips, Dad, said it was so she could call you. I told her about your work phone, how it's locked. I didn't know it was wrong. My heart breaks, but I pull them close. You didn't do anything wrong, I say, my voice cracking. I'm sorry she put you in that spot. We're not seeing her for a while, okay? Max nods, his eyes hard. She's still lying, isn't she? Yeah, buddy, I say. But we're safe now. That night I call Franklin, my lawyer. Bridget's been using the kids to pass info to a terror cell, I tell him. I want her contact cut off for good. Full custody, no visitation. It's a tough fight, he says. But with this evidence, we've got a case. I'll file tomorrow. I hang up, staring at the ceiling. Bridget's betrayed us twice, first with Hassan, now from prison. That's the twist that hits like a knife. She's been manipulating Max and Lily, using their love to feed a terror cell, putting them in danger again. My kids deserve better, and I'll fight to give it to them, no matter who's out there. I'm Roy Donovan, and I've learned that family is what you build, not what you're handed. It's September 15th, 2030, 5 years since I stood in a Richmond, Virginia courtroom and watched the FBI haul away Hassan Khalil, a terrorist operative plotting a bombing. My ex-wife Bridget was helping him, using my FBI schedules to hide her past with a DC bank that funneled money to a terror group. She scared our son Max into silence, putting him and our daughter, Lily, in danger. I'm 40 now, a special agent with 19 years in the FBI running the family security unit to shield other families from threats like Hassan's. Max is 19, heading to college, and Lily's 16, fierce and smart. We've built a new life, but the past still tries to sneak in. It's a sunny Saturday, and I'm in my dress blazer standing in the bleachers at Max's high school graduation. Max strides across the stage, his cap tilted, grinning as he grabs his diploma. Lily's beside me, filming on her phone, her braids swinging. She's got her mom's eyes, but her strength is all her own. "He's killing it, Dad," she whispers, proud. Max is off to Virginia Tech studying criminal justice inspired by our fight. Lily's set on cybersecurity, wanting to stop guys like Hassan before they strike. We're at Mike's Diner afterward, a greasy spoon with the best milkshakes in Richmond. The kids are laughing, stealing fries. And for a moment, we're just a family. But my secure phone buzzes with a news alert: terror suspect. Hassan Khalil found dead in prison. Suspected suicide. I show it to Laura, my wife of 2 years, a cybersecurity specialist who's been a rock for us. She raises an eyebrow and we both know it's no suicide. His cell's tying up loose ends. "Everything okay, Dad?" Max asks, catching my look. "Nothing concerning us anymore," I say, pocketing the phone. "Just work." That night, as Max packs for college, my phone buzzes, again a message from Bridget's prison account. "Roy, I need to see Lily before she starts college. I have things to tell her about my brother Tariq. Please." My stomach twists. Tariq, Bridget's secret brother, was tied to Hassan's terror cell, and he's still out there, maybe in Richmond. I forward the message to Lily, letting her decide. She texts back, "Not ready. Dad, maybe never." We meet at Bryan Park the next day, a quiet spot with kids flying kites and families grilling. Lily's nervous, picking at her nails. "You sure about this, sweetheart?" I ask. "Yeah," she says, her voice steady but sad. Mom's still trying to pull me back. "I'm done." I nod, proud but aching. "You're tougher than I was at your age," I say, squeezing her hand. She smiles, shaky. "You built us a safe place, Dad." That's when the twist hits, a call from Sarah Miller. "Roy, we found a letter in Hassan's cell," she says. "He says Tariq's in Richmond running a car dealership and he's after you. Thinks you've got evidence from that DC bank case that could expose his cell." I freeze, my mind racing. "He's targeting my kids." "We're tracking him," Sarah says, "but be careful. He's dangerous." I hang up, staring at the park kids laughing in the distance. I don't tell Lily, not yet. She's been through enough. I call Franklin. "I need to know about Tariq," I say. "And I want Bridget's contact cut off for good." "We'll dig," Franklin says. "But Roy, if Tariq's active, this is a new fight." I go home, the weight heavy. Max is packing Lily's sketching and Laura's making lasagna, the smell filling the air. Our life's not perfect, but it's ours, built on trust. I check the security system, my Glock in the safe, and sit on the porch, the Richmond sunset glowing. Tariq's out there, but I'm the bloodhound, and my kids, Max, Lily, Air, my world. I'll protect them no matter what. We've built a haven not of walls, but of love, and nobody's tearing it down.